Hi and welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is a reaction video for the 6th episode of Season 1 of Stargate SG1 called The First Commandment. You can check out the full reaction for this video on my Patreon channel. Check out the link in the description below. Last time we saw the team visit a planet that seemed to be inhabited by cavemen. We discovered the people in the forest were banished there by their own people after they were cursed and became cavemen-like. On returning home, members of the team started to act strangely and they all started to become cavemen-like themselves. The people on the other planet actually had a virus that caused the symptoms, and the visiting teams had caught the virus and were spreading it around the base. The only two unaffected were Teal'c and Daniel. Teal'c was likely due to the Goa'uld inside him, and they assumed Daniel had an immunity of some kind. The doctor needed a blood sample from the healthy people on the planet, and Teal'c and Daniel went back, but they were immediately attacked and Daniel was taken. Teal'c carried on with the mission and got the blood sample through unconventional ways, let's say. The doctor found a cure and administered it to Jack, who recovered quickly. The team returned to the planet, rescued Daniel, and gave the inhabitants the cure. So let's see what happens in this episode. I'm going to put any relevant trivia that I find over here, and at the end of the reaction I'll be discussing what happened and my thoughts about it. And I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. They like their dark forests, don't they, to film in? Oh. That's not going to be good. Surprised he hasn't taken the dart out of his arm. I know it's been left there visually as a reminder to us that he's been shot, but... So is he sending the code then, I think, to make sure the iris opens on the other side?
I'm disappointed in you, my son. So, Connor got through. Burn him.
Bit confused what was happening there. It looked like they knew him. But so it looks like they're from Earth, from the, well, it must be a Stargate team, because they had the device and they entered the code, but they all seem to know each other. Well, one of them got through the gate, so I assume we'll find out more information in a minute. Else it'd be a very boring episode. I said in previous episodes how the I like the dip effect when they went through the gate, but that particular effect wasn't that good actually. It didn't look very looked a bit low budget.
Many Stargate worlds were terraformed by the Goa'uld centuries ago.
Oh, terraformed.
Move out to find SG9.
Why don't they? The way they're behaving is a bit confusing. What happened about that guy going back through the gate?
Guys?
He didn't go back through the gate.
Lieutenant Connor?
We saw him, we assumed he went back through the gate because that guy said he did, but he didn't go back.
No one came through. Why?
Hansen.
Where is he? We need to
No!
That's quite good. He's showing like sunburn because it seems to have a high UV radiation level on the planet, so that it's susceptible to sunburns. So it's quite good that they're showing the effect on him. It was a hell of a flame if it burnt him up that much.
I need to know what happened.
Permission to speak freely about a superior officer, sir.
Why didn't he go back through?
He's lost it. He's out of control.
Captain Hansen?
Maybe it was the sun, the radiation. The people here, they believe he's their god. Because you came through the Stargate. No, you don't get it. Hansen believes it too.
So the guys we saw at the beginning with the tribe people, he's the leader of one of the teams. So they thought he was a god when he came through the gate. Well, I thought they were all gods, I would have thought, because they came to the Stargate. You know, the gods use the Stargate, so that makes sense. But he thinks he's a god as well, so there's a sort of power gone to his head. Cool. Well, not cool, but interested for a story.
I want you to take Connor back through the Stargate. Report to General Hammond.
Why didn't he go back to the gate?
No, sir.
He could have reported all this, and they could have come back more prepared and ready.
If you're going after Captain Hansen, I should go with you. I gave back the ring because I know him. I know how he thinks, how he operates.
Oh, ex-fiancé?
There are hundreds, probably thousands of them. He's their god.
Now I need someone to report back to the General, and that is you.
No, sir.
No, sir?
What is everyone saying no?
Does it say Colonel anywhere on the We're off to see the wizard.
Again, surely they've got to report back what's happening.
People here live in caves. I think they used to be mines. They only come out at night.
Okay, so he said there used to be mines at the caves, which kind of matches up to some of the other planets, perhaps, that maybe the people were put here and used to mine minerals for the gold, and it's all been used up, perhaps, so they've just been left there. So that kind of fits in what we've seen previously. But he's got to report back something quickly. It won't take much time just to go back, give a report. I mean, they might need maybe backup from another team. It's silly them doing this without reporting it. What if they all die, and then they'll send another team through who have no idea what's going on? Send Daniel back.
You were right. They sent SG1.
So is it the sun that's made him a bit cuckoo? I'm not a military person in any way, but I'm pretty sure tags like that are a very important thing to somebody in the American military. So I think the fact that he's removed them is meant to be like a sign that he's completely gone over the edge. Military means nothing to him. He's a god. It looks like it is him specifically, that the leader, not the others, which is interesting.
It tastes like chicken.
So what's wrong with that?
It's macaroni and cheese.
Long as it's edible.
Perimeter is established.
That's cool, but it must have needed a lot of equipment to set that kind of thing up. They had that robotic device, didn't they? So they could have had equipment on there.
The SG teams are supposedly made up of well-trained professionals.
I think you need more training
They
on first
immediately bowed
contact.
down to us. Thought we were gods.
Well, that's a fairly common phenomenon. I mean,
Yeah.
It happens.
Except Hansen didn't deny it.
You're saying that that's what sent him over the edge, the sun?
It wasn't any one thing. There were a few cave dwellers who got the idea that Hansen was just a man like they were. He had them tied to stakes and left out in the direct sunlight.
Ew.
By then they were blind. Giant bleeding burns all over them.
That's a horror. Basically cooked slowly. So basically he's lost his marbles. Well, not just that, he's also in a position of power over a large number of people, which isn't good. So it looks like he's got them set up to be mining. Their perimeter's not working too well. Oh.
Pretty sure.
I mean, they were pretty close before that went off. It's only because there were a few of them were awake that they saw them coming and prepared. Okay, so the noise of their guns, they are very primitive people by the looks of it. So the noise of their guns might help scare them off, but yeah, his Teal'c's weapon will have more effect, creating a light show like that.
Connor?
Did they take him or did he run off?
The temple is taking too long.
Ah, he's getting to build a temple to him.
Well, what did you see in him?
I don't know. I guess I've always had a soft spot for the lunatic fringe.
Not so much fringe.
I don't know. I should be more surprised by this than I am, but I'm not. You know, he had this in him, Daniel.
he had this in him, claiming to be the god of a primitive people. Yeah, I see that in people all the time.
That's typical of our government's evaluation of soldiers. The crazier they are, the more extreme the situation they seem to be put into.
Unfortunately, that partly makes sense.
Apparently not.
You got Teal.
This way.
I said before, he seems to be a good tracker. He's a good person to have on the team lead-in. Oh, is that him tied to a stake down there? That one soldier? Already red from the sun. Surprised they haven't taken his shirt off and left him there, because the sun would have more effect on him as a punishment. I bet there was a certain part of Jack that didn't believe it. That they only had that guy's word. The attack might, could have been the people didn't prove it was the other guy who organised it, but that's probably confirmed things now.
Do I have to make an example? Do I?
Because that's going to help him work harder and faster, isn't it?
You can't just stay here and watch him beat that man to death.
You will be captured.
Yeah.
Well, can you at least wait until he gets back?
The man could be dead by then.
Oh, yeah, it's going to take you at least 10 minutes to get down there. It'll already be too late. Thing is, they know that SG1 are there, so he's got to be prepared for them. He's got to know that they're coming after him. So there's going to be traps or something, I'd have thought. I've got an outfit just like that. Wear it at the weekends. Well, you certainly committed to the role.
And you never thought I'd amount to anything. Quite a leap, isn't it? From captain to...
God.
And you think you're saving him?
Oh, I know I am.
Yeah, looks it.
Kidnapped from Earth. Forced into slavery.
Which is what you're doing now.
Well, how does posing as a god and slowly working these people
Yeah.
to death help
I
them?
hate that word. I am not posing.
I am a god.
We're building a civilization, Sam.
You're building a temple.
I'm creating a great people.
In your image?
Yes.
He's nuts. I wonder what has caused it. Is it just lots of things? Or is it something on the planet?
Alright, we're gonna have to get one of them alone. Talk to him.
Was he the one who was attacked by that soldier with the gun? No, he's going to fear the worst because they're dressed like the others.
I really wish I understood these drawings.
Why don't you ask your people?
All knowing.
He can't ask them what the pictures mean because he should know what they mean because he's the all-knowing God.
Do it! Because so help me, that is the only way you're going to stop me.
It would be the easiest way to stop him because a god can't be wounded or hurt. It would break the spell. I haven't got to kill him, but certainly shoot him and injure him.
You appeared to have all the power, yet I was in control. That is the strength of a god.
Oh no, it's only because of your history. If it was any other person, she probably could have done it. Just because they've got a history together, they were engaged.
Is he Jafar? Yes.
Oh, I recognise him.
See? Smile, look friendly.
See, he's not a god, he's just a man. A crazy man, granted, but...
Okay.
He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
He will save us.
By laboring you in the sun until extinction.
Yeah.
If we finish the temple, Jonas will make the sky orange.
Why orange?
When the sky's orange, it's good. There's no more sickness.
You know what he's talking about?
Yeah, what does he mean?
I believe so.
I mean, the sickness he's mostly talking about is the sun and the UV radiation. So, by doing something to the sky, it would block... He's talking about blocking the UV radiation, making it orange, making pollution, to create like a smog barrier to stop the sun getting through, which isn't good because it'll be replacing one problem for another. Not sure. Although why Teal'c has said he knows what he's talking about, so that implies it may be something else, not human, like pollution. I don't know.
What is it?
It is something I've seen the Goa'uld use. It creates an energy force high in the air.
So it's like a force field to protect against the radiation.
Where?
Huh. There. How does he know what it is?
Turn it on.
What if I won't?
Then we will watch every last cave dweller die.
Yeah, he's not threatening her because she wouldn't do it. He's threatening other people.
I've been carrying this for years.
Bible.
All along, I've been looking for God.
Ha! And he was right there.
And here I am.
The shield technology involves a force field being bounced back and forth between two devices.
I've only seen one. Hansen may not know he needs a second device.
Here's the Stargate. Here's the temple.
Good drawing.
Thank you. Where was the first device found?
So it's one on the other side.
Then the second device.
So the device has limited range. It can create a shield over a limited area to protect them. It's not like it's a planet-wide protection. Seems a bit limited. Still clever, but limited if he works on that sort of area. So yeah, he needs to find the second one to be able to turn it on. It'll create some kind of arch, I would assume, that would expand and cover the area. But yeah, where's the second one? And will Carter know there's a second one? I don't know. Depends what the drawings are, what the people say.
Sorry, Teal'c, but your calculations could be way off. Connor doesn't have time for us to be wrong.
It's not exactly a calculation, it's a basic drawing. And who's to say it covered the valley? It might have covered the other way. I know it makes sense to cover the valley, but you never know.
This is like solid rock. We'll never be able to get through this.
Stand aside.
Gonna shoot it? That's cool. I quite like the flipping open it does. Daniel's like, we'll never be able to get through this. Teal's like, hold my coffee. That was a good shot. Nice round shot.
I just hope it still functions.
Do you have to turn them both on, or do you just turn one on to create the effect? If you turn the one on, he's just going to walk out. If you turn the one on and it works completely, he's just got the mad guy. He's going to come out and just say, "Look what I've done." So it's not really going to work. Oh, that was quite a fall, even for a stuntman. Yeah, they're not going to escape.
So we're out of here.
Hitting a senior officer. So is he the anthropologist that they said about Frakes?
Wait, you're going to turn this thing on in here?
If it works, I'll spare him.
Oh, so when he said that you're going to turn it on in here, I mean, so when it creates the shield, does it literally create it from that device? So yeah, is it going to rise up from there and crash through the roof and destroy the building that it's in? Does it need to be out in the open somewhere? But it's only creating it in the building because it's the roof's there. It needs to be outside.
My children,
Right, so it's movable.
the sun,
So if not the Stargate over.
we will bury the doorway that brings forth demons who threaten.
So no one can come through.
You said you wouldn't kill them.
I'm not. I'm sending them back to Earth.
Without sending the signal to open the iris, they'll die.
Ah. So he is sending them back to Earth, but without sending the code, so that they know at the base that they're friendlies. As soon as they've dialed the Stargate now, Earth will have raised the shield, so if they go through now, they'll hit the shield and be killed. So he's not killing them. Earth is killing them, basically, under his logic.
Back away!
Whoa! Surprised he didn't shoot him.
This is not magical power. It is called a gun, and it is a machine.
They're not going to understand the concept of that, though.
I give you the sun! I give you the world!
What's wrong?
I don't know.
Fix it!
So Teal'c's not there. He must be at the other one, waiting to activate it. When they say turn it on, basically, Daniel's going to stand there and say, look what I can do. Then he'll turn on the second one, which will raise the shield. Although I thought the light show would probably be enough to scare the people, to be honest, as it is at the moment.
There are two devices, and both must be turned on for the shield to work.
Ah, that's clever. Use that as a signal. I would have thought 4 devices would be better. Have like a square and then have it all meet in the middle. That would make more sense.
You with
2
me?
would be enough. God, he was going to kill himself. I just realized, I said, oh God, he's going to kill himself. Yeah, how right I was. As far as I'm aware, at least he won't feel it. He'll just be, as soon as he enters the Stargate, he's dead.
Maybe we should come back and check on these guys.
Well, you can't just leave
You've done
them.
enough, don't you?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, they have caused significant damage to the people. I mean, they haven't, but the other people, the other team killed them and all sorts. It seems a bit off to just abandon them now. Couldn't they take supplies and maybe go back and help them to develop, have new technology? I don't mean top of the range computers and stuff. I mean just simple things like water. Oh, I don't know. Sun cream. That seems to be something that they could use. There's got to be stuff that they could do to help them. It's not good just abandoning them.
I had the chance to end this, Colonel. He literally asked me to do it.
Killing a man is no badge of honor, Captain.
Still could have wounded him, not say killed him.
I'm talking about the no-killing one.
Maybe
No matter what the reason, every time you break it, you take one step closer to Hansen.
They have killed people, haven't they, in previous episodes?
The world outside the caves. It's very big, yes?
Yeah, it's bigger than you can imagine.
Okay, I suppose they've stayed in the caves all the time. They haven't explored because of the sun. Oh, I know what Samantha was talking about, but they've done enough damage, leave them alone. But they've just now opened their eyes to all this technology which they have no understanding of whatsoever. So literally, they've given them all the shield. They've shown them the Stargate, and they disappear into the Stargate, and they have no knowledge of what's really around them because they haven't been out to explore because of the radiation. So, and then they just go and leave them to it. That's not good. They need to be sending not soldiers, but some scientists, specialized scientists back. Let's say just to help them. Maybe not even long term, but to start with, they've got to give them some kind of support just to get them set up with real basic technology to get them going, show them how to use it, and so then they can carry on their own. That's really bad just to leave them after everything that's happened as well. I actually quite liked that episode. It was interesting and clever because we've seen when SG1 have arrived on planets that everyone thinks that they're gods, and they immediately say, look, we're not gods, get up, stop bowing down before us. They put them at ease. It's interesting to see someone else going through who says, yes, I am a god, and claiming that power. And thinking about it, if a group of innocent, primitive people bow down before you and call you a god, I can imagine that must be quite a rush, and it must go to your head. And just by knowing that you can say, yes, I am, they believe it. I can see how that would be quite a thing to do. I can understand it. I tried it when I went to Swansea, and it almost worked. But it's a bit of a. I'm Welsh, I can say that. It's a joke about a place in Wales. But yeah, so that was interesting. So and I can understand why it would happen. And yeah, I can understand why it could happen to the one person, the leader. I'm not quite sure why the others went along with it. Why that, in particular, why that anthropologist seemed to go along with it. Even initially, you wouldn't go along with it because it would really mess with the people's heads. So I can't imagine an anthropologist would go with it. But in the long term, I mean, it's not just the Hansen who lost his mind. It looks like the anthropologist must have as well to go along with it so much, because he seemed to be really into what was happening. So maybe it was the sun and the radiation that. I mean, it might be that they had things wrong with them as well, and the sun pushed them over the edge more than the others in the team who fought against it. But it must have been something else. It can't have just been them. It must have been the radiation as well, I should think. But yeah, so an interesting one and a weird one as well in the way it all worked. But yeah, I can believe it. Yeah, so let me know what you thought about this one in the comments below, and I shall see you for the next episode. Be seeing you.